Hot Springs. What could be better? Everyone should enjoy them. After all, such places are open to every... Wait. Hot springs and public baths are known for being an important part of Japanese culture. It is so popular that sometimes people joke around saying that you haven't experienced Japan if you haven't experienced a Japanese bath. However, it is also known that many hot springs and public bath establishments either do not allow customers with tattoos at all or have very strict rules that require complete coverage of the body art. Many travelers and, of course, locals know the answer: Yakuza. But what exactly does organized crime have to do with bathing establishments, and why did they ended up being banned? What is the connection between Japanese gangsters and public baths? Let's explore. For most of the 20th century, a large percentage of Japanese homes didn't have their own bath. Hence, public baths, also known as sento, served as a place for cleaning up and socializing. Nowadays, thanks to modern houses having their own baths, the number of people going to such establishments is falling faster than Japanese yen. However, there's still enough people visiting such places just for the sake of communication and relaxation. After all, if you're on the older side and live alone, why not relax in the hot water while also having a chat with your neighbors that come there every other day? The problem though is that Yakuza gangsters had the same idea. On top of that, they had their own reasons why visiting public baths or hot springs is an amazing way to spend their time. Such places have no clothes policy, which, looking at it from Yakuza's perspective, meant that 1. No one carried a gun or recorded conversations, and 2. Yakuza could show who they are just by exposing their tattoos. After all, Yakuza tattoos are designed in a way that allows them to stay hidden from the public eye. They don't stick out and can be fully hidden under a regular suit. After Emperor Meiji's ban on tattoos, only criminals decided to keep them, so seeing one in a public more often than not means that you're looking at the member of the organized crime group. However, these body arts required a lot of patience, money, and pain tolerance, so naturally you had Yakuza members that felt proud of what they have, thus had a desire to showcase it. And what could be a better way to do so in a humble, not so obvious manner than innocently exposing your art in a public baths and hot springs where everyone is required to be fully naked. On top of that, you can talk about whatever you want, knowing that no one is wiretapped or loaded with guns like Neo from The Matrix. In short, public bath establishments ended up with a pretty large percentage of customers being tattooed, scary gangsters that came in big groups and dominated the place with loud conversations. It was such a common occurrence that it ended up being a Yakuza movie trophy. If you watched enough Yakuza movies, you could have noticed that every other movie has at least one scene that takes place in the bathing facilities. Directors of the movies seem to love using such scenes for the same reason Yakuza love creating them in real life. It is a convenient place to showcase Yakuza's body art and part of Japanese culture at the same time. The loud and uneasy atmosphere Yakuza were creating in public baths didn't sit well with neither bath operators nor customers. Scared clients, even regulars, would leave and never come back, meaning that establishments were losing money just because of, well, other types of clients. And since Yakuza members had fun interacting with each other, it posed the risk of having your whole clientele consisting of criminals alone. That doesn't sound good, does it? So, to be more careful about it all, police, along with bath operators, came up with an idea how to exclude Yakuza without directly banning them. Instead of putting a ban on Yakuza, they have targeted traits that are associated with Yakuza: tattoos. Hanging a sign which says "Sorry, no Yakuza allowed" might have enraged the criminals. However, if the sign says "No tattoos," you can't be too angry about it, right? After all, these rules are applied for health and safety reasons, not because someone is a Yakuza. It was a clever idea. An idea that, unfortunately, survived for a little bit too long. Around 50% of bathing establishments are still refusing customers with tattoos, whether it's a Japanese person or someone clearly from abroad. That's definitely not a Yakuza. There are still some instances where incidents related to Yakuza and bathhouses pop up in the media after all. So it's understandable why many establishments are still tightly holding on to the rules that were significant in the past and, well, symbolic in the current day and age. Good news is that no tattoo policies are more common in big so-called super sento establishments, which are closer to water parks than a small traditional public bath you find on the corner of a regular neighborhood. Preparations for 2020 Olympics also encourage such businesses to be more open-minded and relax no tattoo policy, as many foreign tourists do have tattoos, which, opposite to Japan's case, are associated with style and self-expression, not organized crime. Tiny tattoos are getting more common among young Japanese too, while Yakuza society is getting older and smaller. It wouldn't be a stretch to say that bathing experience in Japan for tattooed people will only get better and better in the future. However, we are not fully there yet. Knowing how careful and conservative Japanese society is, it will take some time for it to test the waters before dipping in. At the end of the day, don't let it discourage you from experiencing bathing in the Japanese way. If you have a tattoo, look for a place that doesn't have no tattoo policy and definitely try it out, as it's one of the must-do things while visiting Japan. I'm sure Yakuza would agree with me.